The opinions expressed by the host and guest on this program are solely their own and do not represent the views or opinions of Blind United. We strive to provide diverse perspectives and discussions on our platform, but the opinions expressed should be understood as personal viewpoints and not reflective of Blind United as an organization.
Let's get ready to rumble! Y'all ready for this?
Well, good Tuesday morning, everyone, and welcome back to Coffee Time with Blind United. My name is Ed, and we've got a house full today, so we got Miss Brittany with us today. Good morning, Britt.
Good morning.
And then we got Miss Carol.
Good morning, everyone.
And then we got my brother George.
I gotta practice. Good morning. I hope that worked. God damn, I heard it. Anyway, good morning.
And then, as always, my brother Pedro pushing the magic buttons.
Good morning.
I'm just messing with you guys. Good morning, guys.
You know, you know what, Miss Carol, listening to the music and the headsets. Oh Lord, have mercy! I got dizzy just dancing around my head. Oh Lord,
I'm dancing. It's some bass in my side. Woo.
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I hate to see what you envision in your head, George.
I know my dogs are like, what the hell's going on with that? He's having a seizure.
Well, maybe.
They're like, this is not my job. I'm not a medical alert dog.
Right.
right.
The dog got this 911 on speed dial already. He's looking at George with a side eye, like, did I press this button or what?
Oh my goodness. Well, today is White Cane Safety Day, White Cane Awareness Day, whatever we want to call it. So there's a lot going on today. So we're going to talk about.
What if your cane's black?
Well, it's still a mobility cane. It's still, still represents that we are blind and all that good stuff, right? I mean, of course, they only talk about white cane because that's worldwide symbol for blindness. I know in other countries, you are required for your cane to be white with a red tip. I know in Europe, they add color rings to, right there by the red tip. And that is to identify what other disabilities you may have. Like it's all, automatic, okay, you're blind, you got to have something else going on with that, right? So I don't know, maybe that's just Europe's way of thinking. I don't know.
I think in LA they have the blue for the Crips and the reds for Bloods.
No, not in Europe, dog.
He
Maybe
said
over
LA,
here.
not
Hey, you know what?
Europe.
Instead of doing drive-by, they do walk-bys.
Okay, right. And wow.
With that all-terrain cane, you could hit somebody really hard with that, and they'd be out.
Well, I mean, hey, that's white cane safety, right? And that white cane
like
safety.
a helicopter.
But
like a helicopter.
I could see the rings and noting different disabilities. See, an authority pulls up and this person is blind, but they're acting a little belligerent, the rings could let him know if he has some type of mental issues.
Good point.
Well,
You
see,
know, and we
uh,
might need something like that, not just for the blind people, but for people that might have a mental issue and the authority get called. This could probably prevent. I know people say that we should have another different response system for that, and we should, but it's not there yet, you know?
well, and the point I want to make is they're being called, they're being told that this person has a mental disability or whatever the case may be, and then the police still show up and do what they do. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. I mean, you could be
Hmm.
dressed in, whatever color for whatever that other disability is, and it don't matter. They just police are trained to do one thing, and that's what they do.
And the
So
thing about that is, we're talking about being the obvious, right? The white cane or a service animal. When someone has an intellectual disability or a mental disability or diagnosis, the cops don't know that. And I know this for a fact because my cousin, he's a trainer here at the academy for the police department. And he tells me, it's hard to distinguish if someone's high or they're drunk or, so you got to give police that credit because when they show up, they don't know what in the world they're going to.
That what
right,
they're
but
walking into, yeah.
right, but in the cases that have made the news, at least, right,
Mhm.
the family members that are calling the police are telling them that this person has that disability, but yet they still show up and do what
Oh
they
yeah. As a
do.
matter of fact, to here in El Paso, the person that we were affiliated back in the day with Survive, her son was shot by the cops, and they showed up and they told him that he does have a mental, I forgot what it was, and the cops still shot him.
Right,
And then
right. Remember that one guy that I think he got shot as well. He was he worked with the kid that was the police that got called on him, and he came to help the kid. The kid wanted something. I think it was like a little toy or something. But anyway, he came to try to help, and then the police shot him. It was on the ground.
Wow.
That was crazy, right? So again, I mean, we want to create this awareness. We really, really do. But at the same time, we need people to pay attention to what's going on. I mean, so
I had a
Yeah.
friend of mine talking about awareness, Mr. Davis, back in Austin, or in Austin back in the day. He was walking. As a matter of fact, he was the president of NFB. Well, he was a past state president for NFB. And he was walking in the parking lot and he had his cane out and the car hit him, still hit him. And he passed. He was not right away. He passed a few days later. But and we're like, wow, you can't even see the cane. You know what I'm saying? Because that's very obvious. But
Well,
right,
yeah, it has happened to me when a car that doesn't pay attention runs over your cane, and even though I was in the right of way and I was in the correct, I felt like I did something slightly wrong or something. I don't know why, but sometimes that's how I felt at the time, but it was not even my fault. It was just sometimes drivers don't pay attention. Another thing we might have to raise awareness. I don't think in the guide when you read the manual to get your driving permit, there's nothing about a white cane. If you see a white cane or what it is, or when you see someone with it, there's nothing in none of these manuals, right, Ed? I think we were having a conversation off the air about that.
yeah, we did have a conversation about that. I mean, when we, at least myself, I know when I did my O&M and training, right? My O&M instructor was telling me, before you step out, off the curb and to cross the street, that we're supposed to do this maneuver with your cane where you make a high arch and tap to the left, tap to the right, tap back to the left with a big old arch, right?
Right.
But before you step off the curb, and then so I, okay, well, I did it, and then, wait a minute, man, I feel like I'm doing something that makes me look really, really stupid right here, right? So I
Right.
questioned it, and they said, well, no, that's that's what you're supposed to do to let the people know, that you're getting ready to step off the curb. I said, okay, well, I was a professional driver for many, many years. I've never seen anything in the handbook regarding white canes. So, I mean, it's cool you telling us, you're giving us a signal, but who's telling the people that's driving?
Yeah, and also, you know how they taught you that like that, right? I mentioned that to a person that's a mobility instructor, a new mobility instructor. It was a young lady, and she was like what in her early 30s, probably late 20s. And I told her about that. She's like, no, I don't suggest that. But put your cane out. She was saying put your cane out, kind of like horizontal, saying that you want to cross. And I'm like, that could be kind of like iffy too. So it's either you dancing, you're making a dance with your cane, like if you're doing a Aztec dance or something, or
Right.
what, you know what I mean? There's no procedure. Probably just to hold it out so people could see the shine, you know? You
Well, I
know,
mean,
either
I get it, but again, no matter what we do, unless the drivers,
mhm,
when if it's not part of the driving exam, then they don't know. I mean, again, and with our poor
mhm.
mental health system, who knows? They might think we're suffering with some sort of a mental disability or something. I don't know. It's just,
I just
so
could picture you know how you drive by, right? And you see people just dancing right there, like just dancing like they're having a whole dance off and stuff. That's probably what drivers probably like, man, look at that crazy dude.
Well,
And
I'll
he's
look.
blind.
Well, I think I've shared it here once before, in coffee time. I keep a whistle around my neck. So before I cross, I blow the whistle
Mhm.
to let them know, hey, that it distracts, you if you're paying attention, you hear the whistle. And then, because like Ed, I was taught to swing it in an arch to let them know. But of course, that looks stupid. So I just blow the whistle. And that way it's drawing attention to me and I go ahead and start forward.
I just looked it up right now in Texas. Chapter 502. It's a misdemeanor and a fine up to $500 to hit a pedestrian that's blind with your vehicle.
But if you
if they
survive,
stop.
that's only if you survive.
Well, yeah,
Or they stop.
exactly. But
Man, I wonder what it was over here in Los Angeles when it happened to me, man. It was a little, and then a little bit after that, like after that, I know, and it happens to us, and it happens to even people that are beginning to be independent and going out on their own. But after that incident, I felt like a little more nervous. I get like what you call that I start stressing out. I start
Anxiety.
anxiety. There's one thing. I never had that until I was blind. Like when I first started going out and grabbing my cane. This is years back before this incident, right? It was years back, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go down the block, cross, hop on this bus, go down here, hop out, cross over, and cross another main street. And I was gonna do all this, right? So I was like, okay, I could do it, right? So I went, you know, and I was like halfway there. I already got off the bus, did what I need to do, my shopping, and I was going back home. I just had to go across the street, but man, I got nervous thinking I thought I was crossing the street when it was an entrance to a parking lot. So I was like, hold up, I got anxiety, and I was like, oh, that was the first time I ever experienced that. And being blind, I almost got on my phone and did FaceTime and
Right.
it started panicking, but I had to calm myself down. It happens. It does happen.
by
Even
the way, by the way, it's not me tuning that guitar in the background, so I don't know what that is. So
Well, I'll be honest, my grandson, he's home from school. He's listening to his music. I didn't get an
oh, okay.
opportunity to tell him that we were doing this.
Okay, that's cool.
So we
I
got a
remember
little,
those days. I remember those days. I still do that.
we got a little background beat
You,
going
you know,
on.
Mr. Davis, my mom, she would tell me, and now I kind of understand the bloodline from music, because well, anyways, so my mom would tell me that my dad should put a speaker under the toilet. And I'm like, you know what? I believe it because I asked if I could do that, I would, but I don't know if they wouldn't allow me to do that. But if I could do that, I would. Because music for me is more, like you said, Pedro, is like therapy.
Okay, but why under the toilet, George?
So you get that little when you're pooping, I guess, come out better. I don't
no,
know.
well, I know why his dad probably did it
Wow.
because the speakers are all huge. Now we could stick them on the wall, and you get the power, the waterproof speakers, and put them in your shower. You could be listening to your podcast or your show while taking a shower,
Yeah.
Wow.
And you know
man.
that there was one from Walmart like $15. Cause back in the day we should do a podcast, me and this other gentleman. And man, you know what, that little thing was not bad for the sound, right? Because we're all in about sound and whatnot. But the things. Let me ask you this question for all of us: is music therapy for you guys? And you, Miss Carol, start with you. Do you think that therapy is good, or music is good therapy, or not?
Music is wonderful therapy for me. I mean, I listen to it every day, and it's something that just pulls me out of my funk. I don't know what I would do without music. I've told several of my friends that if I ever got into a coma, play music and I'll
All
come
right.
back.
Yep. Yeah. And that started with you because we're from Texas, so we're all about music. How about you,
Love
Miss
it.
Britt?
I love music. I'm always listening to music. So yeah, of course.
I don't know about Mr. Davis. You're into music, aren't you, sir?
Yeah, but I didn't know I had to be from Texas to appreciate it.
Well, you gotta understand, man. Everything's bigger in Texas. Come on, man. Just wait till you come over here. You're gonna see the cockroaches, the ants, the bugs, all bigger.
Just not the people.
Nah.
I'm
Right?
5 foot. I'm
How
5
about you,
foot,
Pedro?
so they left me out. Something happened down here. It's the water.
There we go, the water. How about you, Pedro?
Man, I love music.
Oh yeah, you play music.
I'm
No, I'm sorry, you're a
Yeah,
producer.
I
My
make
bad.
music. I'm into new hip hop, old school, golden school hip hop, some oldies, rock, hardcore rock, metal rock, death rock,
How about all the Def Rock? That's some
all
scary
kinds
stuff,
of
man.
stuff. I mean, even reggaeton, so reggae. Ah, man, I'll be all over the place. Even UK rap. I'll be all over the rap stuff,
Yeah,
man.
yeah,
In the hip
yeah.
hop, you know.
All right. Well, we're gonna bring this back around to the white cane.
I know,
Oh, there you
George.
go. Sorry about that.
or raising awareness like we
Yeah,
need
there you
to.
go.
Right,
Yeah,
right,
yeah,
right. So on that note, why don't we play that little clip I put in there, Pedro, and give folks a little history on what the white cane, when it came about, and what it's supposed to be doing for us within the community.
The white cane is indeed a powerful symbol of independence for people who are blind or visually impaired. Its introduction in the 1920s marked a significant step forward in accessibility, helping individuals travel independently while also alerting others to give them the right-of-way in public spaces, particularly on roads. This not only enhances their safety, but also fosters greater awareness and understanding among the general public. The first white cane law passed in Illinois further cemented these protections, ensuring that people using a white cane have the legal right-of-way in traffic. These laws, while varying by state, are crucial in promoting safe and independent mobility for the blind. President Lyndon B. Johnson's establishment of White Cane Safety Day in 1964 highlighted the significance of this tool and raised awareness nationwide. His proclamation underscores how the white cane has come to represent not just physical mobility, but also the dignity and autonomy of blind individuals. This day continues to serve as a reminder of the importance of inclusion and respect for the rights of the visually impaired. Now back to the coffee time crew.
Man, think about it. This been around, what now, 100 years of white cane, 20s, right? Is when it was first introduced. And we've come a long way since then, of course. But I don't think we've actually, okay, yeah, when people see the white cane, they know we blind, but I don't know. For me, people don't really pay attention, how many times have I been, or any of us, right? But I can only speak from my experience, been walking through the train station or whatever, you guys know how I travel. So when I'm going through the train station, I'm beating up on the little tactile strip along the edge of the platform. I'm making noise, I'm trying to be heard, right? And then people they don't pay no attention, whatever, or they're looking right at me.
To be fair, Ed, I think people have their faces in their phones.
Well, I hear you, but at the same time, once you see I had a cane, then that's one thing. But when you say, you cop an attitude because I bumped into you, oh, okay, well, yeah, it is my fault because I bumped into you, but I didn't see you, and if you didn't have your head stuck in your phone, then you would think that even in then you would look up when you hear that. Well, what's that crazy noise I hear coming?
Well, Mr. Davis, and in a way, it's not your fault because you can't see them, right? Especially like you say in the stores. I've done that. I'm like in Sam's or not. I hit someone behind, and I'm excuse me, like, well, excuse me. I'm like, really? You want me to put this poll somewhere else, mother? Well, I can't say that. But the point is, come on, people, you have to understand that if someone can't see, they bump into you. Hey, I'm sorry, I apologize, whatnot. Some people say, hey, are you okay? You need help? I'm like, no, I'm good. But, just be, like you said, Mr. David, be aware, people, yes, the phone, yes, you're right. They have their face stuck on the screen because they're doing Facebook or whatever, but just be conscious of people that use a white cane because we're just trying to move along. That's basically we're trying to do. Get to A.
And this white cane gives us that ability to be able to do that. I mean, again, we say it every day when we talk about Jimmy and what he's doing, in his third world countries with, giving canes and stuff out. But I mean, again, what would we do without our canes? Seriously. I mean, I can't imagine trying to walk around through life and, I don't have that supernatural hearing that you're supposed to get once you become blind. I missed that line. I don't know. Maybe I was blind and didn't see what line to get into. I don't know. But I don't have that. So I can't do, Pedro's he can do some of it. He's good with it. The echolocation thing. I know some people that can walk without a cane, right? Yes. Mm-hmm. But I mean, there's maybe, out of the couple hundred blind people I know, maybe 5 can do it.
So, but you know what? On the side note, Mr. David, for those who are listening and watching that have relatives that use a cane, encourage them to use it because I've been there. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not on the front. That when I first started using the cane, I was kind of like, ooh, I don't want to use my cane. People are gonna see me. But now that I'm older and I don't give a heck if anyone sees me with my cane. I'm proud of that, right? But the point is, there's some of my customers. I had a gentleman that told me that he almost fell down a step because he didn't have his cane, but he didn't want to use it. So I'm like, really?
I mean, perfect example of exactly what you just said, George. What was it? Saturday when we were coming back, when we did our meetup down in LA, right? I'm coming back and I'm getting off the train and we're on a different platform, right? So where I get off at, when you get off on, now I know he calls that one track 1. But anyway, so when I get off there, you actually have to go ride the elevator, walk over this ramp that goes over the tracks.
Oh, God, I hate that station.
Yeah, and then once you get to the other end of the bridge, per se, now you got to find the elevator again to come back down, right? So anyway, you guys know me. I'm a trailer. Just like I was saying, I tap on that strip. Well, as I'm walking across that bridge, I'm tapping on the right-hand side, and I'm following the rail going. And man, I almost went down the stairs. If it wasn't for my cane, I would have tumbled down the stairs. I mean, there's nothing to tell you that there was not even a rumble strip at the top of the steps. Right. Oh. So, I mean, again, I stuck my cane and I'm walking and whoa, wait a minute. And then wait a minute. Okay. These are the stairs. And I moved to the left and there was a railing there. So it kind of just split right in the middle of the bridge, right? Half people went down the stairs. The other half went to the elevator, but no, I mean, this stuff is crazy, man. But, but without that cane, that's what helps us out, and then with new canes, man, I want to get the all-terrain cane. Why? Because it's got that little lever on it. When I need it, I can stretch it out another 6 inches.
Everybody needs a little extra 6 inches.
Okay. Especially on that cane. Yeah.
Wow. But I mean, it just
that cane, it is game changer. And able to adjust it with different tips and different type of material because they all make a different noise. Sometimes, like I use some of that echo stuff. So, having variety tips like the teardrop and then having a mushroom tip and then the fiberglass tip and stuff like that, man, you have a selection of how you want to have your cane, your tips, or how you want it to sound too,
Right.
And that cane is freedom and on your hands, freedom to go out, get something to eat, go to the store, go shopping.
When you say tips, for those who really don't know, what is that? When you say, I know what the answer is, but when you say tips, and how does that transfer to the cane, and how does someone like myself or anyone talking, how do they use the different tips?
Okay. Well, you have two types of tips. You have one that slips on, and the tips is the thing that touches the floor, guys. So the thing that if you want just a stable tip that doesn't even rotate, you could get one. But the two types is a hook style that hooks onto the elastic inside the cane, and that holds the tip firmly there, and another one that you just slide in. But from those two options, you have different ones, like a teardrop that is more, it looks polished, but the sound is higher pitched to me. And then you have a mushroom tip that it rotates too, like the teardrop tip, but the sound is slightly lower pitch, you know. And I know a lot of my blind friends use the mushroom tip, and then you have other ones like the fiberglass tip that is just a little small little tip. It's not even rotates or nothing. And then you have the standard tip that all the canes come with.
That's one I have. Yeah, but I've tried those different type of tips, and yeah, it's a big difference. The sound and even the feel and the groove, when you're touching the street. So yeah, it does make a big difference in those different tips. Believe it or
Yes.
not,
And see, I don't use echo, so I prefer the rolling mushroom tip because I use constant contact, and it just
Mm.
hmm
is easier to slide it back and forth for me. So I
Well,
prefer it more than anything.
so also just because we're trying to do this, this whole thing is dedicated to trying to create awareness, right? Your chip preference also and cane preference also, it it's about the feedback that you receive from the cane. You know, like I said,
Yes.
when it's on the ground, whether you're tapping or whatever, it's about that feedback. It's about what you feel, because what you feel is what it's going to tell you what's in front of you, and you know what type of terrain you're on, whether it's concrete or blacktop or gravel or whatever the case may be. We get all of that information through that cane. So again, the canes, the tips, all of that.
hmm
I mean, for people with a neuropathy, right? They don't really have that type of feeling or whatever, so they have a bigger ball, almost size of a softball. I've seen some, right? And
Right.
then that helps them, like when they get to the curb or whatever, it's a bigger tip. Just different things. You get different information from it. So
Yeah, and those big tips, the I call them snowballs, but those snowball tips, even people with that are high partial, mid partial, use them just to roll in front of them, and just to make sure if there's any steps, because some people have depth perception problems
right, right,
and things like that. So it all depends on your preference. And I've been all kinds of different tips I've been using. Some because I like the feedback like Carol too, but I don't like them like a kind of huge because I want to feel the cracks of the concrete, the edges. So I know if I need to kind of screw over on the right of the sidewalk or walk in a narrow, really narrow little place, I could just feel that, all that little stuff.
right,
Right.
right, right, right,
Right.
Yeah,
right.
so but this
Uh,
mushroom tip that I just have bought and in the material, it feels plasticky, but the sound that I receive, the feedback that I receive from the floor, man, it's been a little different than the mushroom. I ain't gonna lie, I was like, whoa,
uh,
it was made by a
Hmm.
different type of material and stuff, but
well, I mean, it's like mine. Mine, they call mine the marshmallow tip, but at the same time, it's made out of Teflon. So it's very, very durable and whatnot. I mean, we actually abuse our canes a lot, right?
Yes. Yes.
We
yes, we
do.
do. Yes.
But at the same time, the very first cane I ever got, it had what was that, a pencil tip, right? Where it's just basically
Right.
just a little Teflon tip that slid on the end of my cane. And man, next thing you know, I mean, because I like the constant contact better. Next thing I know, I done wore out the tip because I'm sliding it back and forth across the sidewalk, and I basically just wore out the cane, the tip.
Right.
And I said, you know what? This is not the tip I need. This is more for people that like to do the tapping and whatnot. You know, then I got my first roller tip. I'm not doing nothing else. This is what I want right here. I got this, you know. So every cane I get now, and then now the all-terrain cane I'm talking about, there is actually going to be a dome. So it's, you know, it's more rounded all the way. It's almost like a half a ball, right? But it does roll. So it's a, you know, so I mean, it's just a different style tip. It doesn't have any edges on it to get caught on anything, you know. So,
Mr. Davis,
yes,
so
sir.
was this being awareness? Are there certain etiquettes when you have a cane to the person that's approaching you? Or
Before we get at that question, can we cut to a break? It's in the middle of the hour, guys.
oh,
Yeah.
sure.
Go for it.
If you'd like to know more about Blind United, you can visit our website at blindunited.org. You can email us at info@blindunited.org. You can call us at 909-846-8825. You can follow us on Instagram at Blind United Interest Groups. You can follow us on X at Blind United 22. You can watch our YouTube channel, Blind United. You could join our Facebook group, Blind United Interest Groups, or you can follow our Facebook page, Blind United. Blind United.
You are cordially invited to Blind United's Spooky Evening on Saturday, October 26th, 2024, from 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. at the Veteran Foreign War Post 2070, VFW. 825 South Magnolia Avenue, Monrovia, California, 91016. Cross Street is Chestnut. Come and enjoy a fun, spooky evening with games, a costume contest, and Halloween treats with friends and family. 825 South Magnolia Avenue. Cost per adult $25, children $5 to $13, $15, children 4 and under free. The meal will include hot links and a grilled chicken sandwich, chips, potato salad, soda, water, and cupcakes. A cash bar will be available. Door prize drawings will be held throughout the event. Deadline to turn in money is Thursday, October 10th, 2024. You can sell your money to Blind United Incorporated at blindunited2022@gmail.com. All children must be accompanied by an adult to the restroom. For more information, you may contact F.A. Chandra Howard at 909-774-6290 or Cheryl Thurston at 909-821-9589.
All right. Well, the only thing I need to make an adjustment on the announcement there, the deadline, of course, the 10th is passed, being that this is actually the 15th. So you actually have until Friday this week. If you want to come and hang out with us, you have till Friday to sell your money to Blind United Incorporated at blindunited2022@gmail.com. And you'll be able to come on out and hang out with us. So,
and send in your dollars so we can get a popcorn machine.
Popcorn time with Blind United.
Yeah, we got some folks that really want some popcorn, y'all. So if you can help us out, we would love to have popcorn there. But it is a fundraiser, so hey, if you want to
sell popcorn,
well, that's what we're trying to get donations to get a machine, so we can, George.
They have the machines at Amazon.
Yeah.
Okay, again, we're trying to get donations to purchase.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay, I get you.
A popcorn machine. Then once we take that donated money and buy,
you know how heavy it is, right?
And the supplies, then we'll sell popcorn and make some money off the popcorn. So, but then we'll have
Monica
popcorn.
already did her research. It's $80 for the machine.
We bought one time. We bought one for the Vibe. That thing you gotta put in your pocket. That's how small it was. We're like, seriously, is this like for a kid? But it looked big in the picture. But
well, no, trust and believe. Monica's gonna get the one with the big kettle. We just dump the kernels in it with the cooking oil, and it'll sit there and spin it around until it starts popping out of the kettle.
Cool.
And then
Ooh,
we'll
it smells so good. Ooh.
Right? Yes, ma'am.
fresh popcorn, man, and then sprinkle
Yes.
some
Some
salt
butter,
on there, whatever.
jalapenos, and some
You
cheese.
know, hey,
Hot
hey,
A little bit of
hey.
butter.
tahim.
Ooh.
So
Well, back to the cane awareness,
back
guys.
to white
What was your
cane.
question, George?
Oh yeah. So my question is, when someone's handling a cane and walking down the street, there's certain etiquettes, and someone's helping them cross the street or just showing them where to go, and we want to make sure they understand the etiquette part. So I know everyone's different sometimes when it comes to this. I don't know who wants to.
Well, the main one I want to discuss is my cane is not a leash. You cannot reach down and grab my cane and just act like I'm on a dog on a leash and take
That's
me where
really
you want me to go. It's my eyes when you grab my cane. To use, what you would understand is like putting a blindfold on me. I don't know what's going on right now. You know what I'm saying? So please, 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 please do not touch my cane. Let me use my cane, because even if you are assisting me and you are guiding me, if you are not trained in how to do that, guess what? You don't remember that I'm walking next to you, and you got to make, you think I can see the pole that you're just barely missing. And the next thing you know, I walk right into it. Right. So I need my cane to be able to see that,
I
with
think Miss
my cane.
Carol, Mr. Dad, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I heard it here on Coffee Time. Who told me this? I don't know if it was Carol or you, Mr. David. When someone grabs our cane and they, come over here, it's over here. It's like me, if you're driving, I grab your steering wheel to tell you where to turn.
Right.
You don't do
Yeah.
that. You don't do that.
Yes. Yes.
No,
I've had
there's
several people grab my cane. That's a no-no. And I have to explain the same thing like Ed said. It's my eyes. So it's like you being blindfolded. If I'm leading you, I still need my cane so that I will know, because you're not used to having someone next to you escorting you. And I don't know that that pole is there until I
That
exactly.
run
hurts. I've
into it.
been there. I almost hit one today, as a matter of fact.
Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, it happens all the time. I mean,
Yes.
Real quick, when you're giving, if you're gonna give advice on the cane, don't let a professional do that. There's people that are trained to show individuals how to use a cane. And when I went blind, my mom, I haven't gotten O&M instruction yet, so we're going down, and I think I told the story before, but my mom had this, instead of saying stop or watch out, she'll go ay 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 ay. So the first time walking, I hear ay ay ay. I'm like, why is she saying that? Boom! I ran to the pole at Sam's. And I'm like, dang, that hurt it. So the next time, sure enough, I hear ay 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 ay, and I go down some stairs. I'm like, Mom, you can say stop or don't go ay ay ay, because I have no idea what that is. So
right.
then let the professionals handle that, because we
Ay, 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 ay.
And again,
know how to train.
we understand it's not your intention to harm us in any way. You're just trying to help us. But when you don't understand how to help,
Exactly. Mhm.
that's when things get messy. You know what I'm saying? So, I mean, again, talk to us, ask us if we need help. You know what I'm saying? Don't grab us, don't grab our canes, don't scream and holler in my ears, all that other kind of stuff. Again, ask.
I'm gonna talk to my wife about that. Hey, babe, how you doing, man?
And use your words. Don't say I'm over here.
Exactly.
Right.
Say walk towards my voice, or that, something of that sort. But use your
or go
words.
straight. Do you have a problem with that, Carol?
No.
Going straight?
Yes.
I can't do that.
People
I'm sorry.
ask me I tell them to close their eyes and walk straight. Now come to me, walk straight.
Mhm.
And of course they veer because they don't.
Right.
So, but if they don't know, they don't know. So you have to teach them.
True.
And then if they don't have a cane in their hand and it happens to be something in the way, guess what? They're going to fall and bust their butt. You know what I'm saying? So that's what our canes is for, to help us detect what we call street furniture. And street furniture could be anything from a fire hydrant to a mailbox to a newspaper rack, whatever. Depending on where you at, we got a city out here we go to quite often, and they do a lot of dining, what you call that, al fresco. Bottom line, they put tables out on the sidewalk, and now how are we supposed to find our way through that? You know what I'm saying?
I keep telling you, Ed, it's a good way to meet new people.
Okay, well, I mean,
walk into her lap. Yeah.
Well, I'm a little big to be falling into somebody's lap. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
I don't want to hurt them or break the chair. You know what I'm saying? It might exceed the maximum weight
You might
limit.
fall in somebody's lap and make somebody's day, Ed.
There you go.
Okay.
Yeah, remember your blue eyes and blonde hair. There you go.
Okay. All right. So,
but
we
yeah.
want to. So I'm sorry, Pedro. So we want to jump in also telling you guys about some activities that are going on about White Cane Safety Day or White Cane Awareness Day, whichever one you prefer. So today we, Pedro, Brittany, myself, and a few others, we will be participating with the gentleman we had on last week from the Blinded Veterans Association. They're doing a White Cane event at the VA in Long Beach at the Blindness Training or Rehab Center there. So we'll be going out there to do that. I know in San Francisco, they got a protest going on, and there a lot of people are going to be up there today. If you're in the Bay Area, man, go help them out because they're going by Lyft and Uber headquarters. The reason for their doing that, folks, is because we have a large problem with dealing with Uber and Lyft. There's drivers that just don't want to be bothered with us. They see that we have a cane and say, oh, no, I ain't picking him up. I'm going to have to do all kind of extra stuff or whatever, I mean, they might have a guide dog. They look and see your guide dog. Oh, no, I don't want that flea bag on my car or whatever, not knowing that there's guidelines and regulations of what we have to do with these guide dogs. I mean, there's literally rules where you have to go get that dog groomed on a regular basis, shampooed on a regular basis, get their nails clipped on a regular basis, all these various things. But a lot of folks across the country are having trouble with these platforms. They're being left with, there's even Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, because most of the drivers drive both platforms, right? But there's guys out there on YouTube, man, and they're actually doing videos on how to get away from picking us up, and stuff like that. So there's a big protest going on there. So that's what we're here in California got going on. So I was talking a little before we got started, and Carol was saying you guys got something going on in Dallas as well.
Yes, we do. At the Nomne Art Museum, downtown Dallas, we have a White Cane event awareness, and they're going to be walking and just letting everyone know that we're out here. And it's just going to be a nice little gathering to just kind of let people know that we exist. And
Right.
And just kind of teach them a little bit maybe about what to look for when they do see us. How to help us across the street, things of that sort. So I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. So what about you, George? Anything going on in El Paso?
Besides the drugs,
no, normally what they do, we get together at the TWC office downtown, the Texas Workforce, and then they walk over to the city council, and the city had that proclamation for White Cane Day, and it happens to be on a Tuesday, so that's pretty cool. But that's normally what they do. It does like every day except for every year except when because COVID. But at the end of the day, of course, like what Carol said and you said, Mr. David, and all of us are saying, just want to bring awareness to what a cane is, and it's not, nothing bad, nothing, it's not cooties, you would touch a cane, not touch a cane, but touch us, and we just want to be more that cane. I tell people, it's like someone that uses a wheelchair or someone that's using a hearing aid. It's just a tool to make them more inclusive. That's all our cane does. Just makes them more inclusive.
So when you're out and about today, and you happen to see a group of blind people walking and whatever, just know they're not just out on a leisurely stroll. They're trying to create awareness, and maybe give them a little toot on the horn and say, hey, I got you. I got it now. Whatever, acknowledge that, the message is getting across to you. So,
or if you see me today, go ahead and buy me a donut. I'll be glad. Thank you.
DJ Donut. He is a donut man. So,
apparently on my Facebook, real quick, I'm sorry to say, but on my Facebook, it has George Donut Zavala. I don't remember putting that. If I share my link, how weird. Anyways.
Well, that's
the AI, George.
That part right there.
That was scary. I'm like, right?
It was Facebook AI.
I love donuts too, George.
Yes,
Yum.
Well, so
give me a donut also.
All right, it knows your AKA is DJ Donuts.
Right.
So,
well, Mr. Davis, before we leave, there's a new product coming out next year, September, the Glide, and can you kind of tell people what that is, because that's going to be a new, hopefully a new horizon for Kings, for White Kings.
right.
For us.
Well, it's a brand new mobility device that's being developed as we speak. It's actually in testing right now, trials, whatever you want to call it. It is, but you guys are going to start seeing a lot of them. I truly do believe this. But what it is a smart cane in essence to the next level. It has AI in it. It has radar in it. It has LiDAR in it. It's got cameras on it. It's got lights on it to let you know that, draw attention to us and all this other kind of stuff, right? But it's also has GPS in it to where it's going to help us in those unfamiliar areas where we don't necessarily, somebody gives you an address. Oh, meet me at, such and such deli on such and such street. Okay, well, I ain't never been there before. How do I know how to get there? Well, with this cane, you'll be able to put that in there and you just start pushing. And next thing you know is you're making a right turn, you're making a left turn, and next thing you know is, okay, you have arrived and you're at your destination, so look forward to that. It's really, really, really a great device. There's a gentleman, Lord, I'm gonna mess this up. What's his name? Britt, help me, please.
Sebastian.
No, not Sebastian.
Amos?
Amos.
There you go.
Amos Miller is his name, and he's the developer of this. He used to work for Microsoft as well. If anybody's familiar with the Soundscape app that Microsoft put out a while back, he was one of the contributors to developing that app. And of course, those that have stayed with it, they know now that app is now called Voice Vista.
Yeah, it's a pretty good app. Yes, sir. Voice Vista.
Yeah, yeah. It's just Soundscape on steroids, man. I mean, you can literally plot a route, go in there, and then once you got your route plotted, then you know what your destination is. You say, okay, well, I'm dealing with access. What do I do if I get there an extra hour early, right? Well, you can look around and see what's going on around where you're at, what types of businesses are, in the immediate location where you're going, surrounding area, right? Maybe you can run and go grab your Starbucks or something while you're waiting, stuff like that.
Is that the one, the Voice Vista that drops pins? I'm like, what is that? It's pretty neat.
So what I've used it for in the past, George, is when I go to like the doctor's office, right? So I drop a pin at the front door. That way I can navigate to the front door of the place. Then I drop another pin where the elevator is.
So folks, he's not talking about pins, it's just virtual pins. So
right, virtual pins. So drop a location, whatever you want to call it. So now I know how to get from the door to the elevator. And then once I get off upstairs, I make my way to the doctor's office, and then I drop another pin there, and then that way I can navigate from the doctor's office or the elevator to the doctor's office. And then when you get done at the doctor's, you just reverse that route. You go to the elevator, you get back down, then you go to the front door, and boom, then you go to the curb and get your ride and make your way back home. So I mean, a great tool.
Mr. Davis, so for those who are really getting into the cane world, so to speak, is there a difference? Because I've heard this question before. Is there a difference between straight canes and the canes that fall apart, or the telescopic?
They have the straight cane, which is traditionally the NFB cane, which it does not fold. It's actually whatever length. I mean, a lot of people like extra long canes. So for me personally, my thing is, it's too inconvenient. You can't fold them up. Imagine trying to get in a compact car, right? With a tall guy like me. So I'm going to use a long cane. just because I have to, but trying to get in the car, how do I slide that? You got to, it's a whole big old thing trying to get it in the car, or, when you're going to like conventions and stuff like that, right? You can't fold them up and put them away. People got them laying all on the floor and they become like walking on ice and stuff. So that's just my opinion. Well, I don't personally like those. I prefer the folding cane. You just fold it up and put it in your bag, put it in your pocket. Be like Pedro, you got a sheath you can put it in and hang it from your hip, different stuff like that. And then they also now have a telescopic cane, which, it actually compresses really, really, really small. Especially for you ladies, you can slide that right in your purse and don't even have to worry about it, right? And then for those that are visually impaired and don't necessarily want to carry a cane, but they want to reap the benefits of being blind, or like there's benefits in being blind. But anyway, you just want people to know that you have a visual impairment. They do have something that's called an ID cane, which it basically looks just like our canes, right? But it's more like the size of a magic wand, or what is the conductor's, when he's conducting an orchestra, it's about that size kind of thing,
You know what's the difference? It's funny you mentioned the magic cane or the wand. There's been times like we're in line, and I don't want to be, distinguish myself. I'm special or because I'm blind. I have people walk up to me, sir, you want to go to the front of the line? I'm like, okay, I'll take advantage. Why not? But just because I have a cane, I call it my magic wand sometimes.
Right. And again, most of us anyway, we don't necessarily jump out and just, oh, well, I'm blind, I need to get in front of the line. If they offer, I'm going to take it. But other than that,
but I don't. I wait and I look like anybody else.
I'll stand in line just like everybody else, so. But yeah, there's a lot of different stuff going on today, folks. So like I said, if you're blind, I'm quite sure you can look around in your area and, and you can find there's probably going to be a white cane event somewhere in your town, so you can go check it out and support them and what they're doing. It's a big thing that we do every year, man, we're just trying to create that awareness, so on that note, anybody got any final remarks before we get out of here?
How about Jimmy's canes?
Jimmy whose canes?
Jimmy canes. The one Miss Brittany says her commercial. What do you call it? Give a cane.
You cane.
Yeah, there you go. One of those. Canes are us. I always forget. I'm sorry.
No, not Canes are us. You Cane Give Initiative is a gentleman that I was speaking about in the very, very beginning, where he gives canes to people in third world countries where they cannot get a cane. A lot of places around the world, people with blindness are being, shunned and they become outcasts. They feel, they're considered to be a burden on society. So why would the government give them a cane, right? They don't care about them at all. Well, Jimmy cares. So You Cane Give initiative, you go to youcanegive.org. If you got an old, rusty, dusty, broken cane that you want to donate, Jimmy will fix it and give it to somebody that truly needs it. If you want to donate to him in another way, you can always donate money. And, if you just want to get a little bang for your buck, you can go to customcane.com. That's custom with a K. And then he's your one-stop cane shop. You can get a custom cane. You can get some cane accessories. Whatever the needs is you need for your cane, you can get it from Jimmy. He has a wide selection of canes, graphite, Ambitech canes, aluminum canes, aircraft aluminum canes. He's got the Wolf all-terrain cane. So he's got cane speakers, cane lights. He's got cane sheaths.
You remind me of Forrest Gump. Broiled shrimp, baked shrimp, barbecue shrimp.
Well, on that note, we're going to get up out of here. It's we're right at that mark where we want to get out of here. So I appreciate everybody for coming in and hanging out with us again today. Enjoy your White Cane Day. Like I said, find out where a White Cane event is going on in your local area and go out and support them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know that Blind United sent you. How about that? Okay. So on that note, anybody else?
Just enjoy your Tuesday. Make it safe. Make it terrific.
Taco Tuesdays. There you go.
Well, I'm getting down here to my button, y'all. I'm gonna get out of here before this music drive me crazy, y'all. I'm not a rock guy, but it's all good. I appreciate all music. So everybody enjoy their day, and we will see you back on Wednesday for another.
I'll be here Wednesday.
Yeah, for another edition of Coffee Time with Blind United. So everybody enjoy the rest of your day. Go out and support the local blind community wherever you live. Everyone have a